Bang! A weapon rests in my hands. The piercing sensation of cold steel upon bare skin sends ripples up my limbs. The thought that I possess the ability to determine whether someone will live or die empowers me, emboldens me, frightens me.
These are the words of Meaghan Li, a 17-year-old daughter of Chinese immigrants who overtook 143 competitors to win this year's national ANZAC-themed speech competition, run by the Return Services Association. The competition, held annually, attracts students in years 12 and 13 from around the country. Their mission is to make the events of our wartime past come alive for an audience of today. And if they're lucky, pick up the prestigious title of National Winner. While most young New Zealanders can draw on the personal stories of relatives who fought at Gallipoli, Passchendaele, Cassino or Crete, not every Asian Kiwi can or wants to do the same.
I used to think of ANZAC Day as a time to sleep in, a time to take the day off. You don't actually realise the significance of it until you start researching and until you start building a connection between what happened to this country that you're immigrating to and your own beliefs and your own morals.
In Meaghan's case, her research led to the story of the unknown warrior, an unnamed New Zealand soldier of the First World War who died on the Western Front in France. His remains were recently exhumed and transported home to be entombed at the National War Memorial in Wellington.
Did he die instantaneously? Or did he suffer in agony for hours with a dismembered limb or a piece of shrapnel lodged within his chest? Did he wake up that morning knowing that it would have been his last? We do not know his name and we never will. We do not know his rank or his battalion.
I think the fact that he's anonymous is very poignant because he could represent any one of us and he could represent any of the lost fathers, brothers, grandfathers that died in war. And also he embodied the virtues of sacrifice and honour and selflessness that when I see society today I think are really lacking.
Meaghan's impassioned speech and unique perspective scored highly with the judges, netting her first place in the competition. Besides a trophy, prize money, laptop and camera, she won a trip to Gallipoli on ANZAC Day.
That was especially significant because it was actually the 95th anniversary this year. It's so beautiful and awe-inducing at the same time to be on this beautiful beach on the Gallipoli Peninsula, and we're all there with our cameras and water bottles and all our tourist gear, and you don't realise that just a few decades ago that men just as young as us were landing there and got shot there.
On this strip of Turkish coastline, hundreds of thousands of Kiwi and Australian Anzacs, Turks, British, Indians, French and others experienced the pointless worst of war 95 years ago. Each year, thousands return to remember those appalling events, seeking to understand what, if anything, can be learnt from them. Not many are Asian New Zealanders.
Turkey's got so many diverse cultures, but it's shocking going there from a country like New Zealand where there's such a high Asian population, but you go to Turkey and people point at you and they go, "What?" And they like come and take photos with you when little girls come up to you and stroke your hair. It's a culture shock, but it's amazing as well because the Turkish people are so friendly and they're so welcoming, considering the fact that we were the ones invading their home country, attacking them all those years ago. But as soon as you go there and you tell them that you're a Kiwi, their face just lights up because there's such an inherent connection between our countries.
Back in New Zealand, Meaghan's trip of a lifetime has left her with dozens of new friends, hundreds of photos and a renewed understanding of New Zealand's past and its relevance to the present.
New Zealanders do need to realise that ANZAC Day is so much more than just another day off. It's something to commemorate everything that's been lost. And it's not only people, but the notions of honour and bravery and sacrifice that are just disappearing more and more as years go by.